making the case for US control over the Gaza Strip. The Gaza Strip remains one of the most volatile and unstable regions in the world. Yet, beneath its conflict-ridden history lies immense untapped potential. Imagine a future where Gaza is no longer a war-torn enclave, but instead a thriving economic and cultural hub, the Riviera of the Middle East.
But the Riviera of the Middle East, this could be something that could be so bad, this could be so magnificent.
For opportunity, Gaza could transform into a flourishing center of commerce, tourism, and innovation. For decades, the region has been the epicenter of conflict between Israel and Palestinian groups, primarily Hamas, with catastrophic humanitarian consequences. The ongoing violence, economic devastation, and political instability have hindered any prospects for long-term peace. Given the failure of previous mediation
of the Knesset legislation,
global powers, a
UNRWA's personnel and services
is
are
necessary.
integral to the success.
One such proposal is the United States assuming administrative control over the Gaza Strip. While seemingly radical, this intervention
a decision made lightly. Everybody I've spoken to loves the idea of the United States owning that piece of land, developing and creating thousands of jobs.
Legal, strategic, humanitarian, and geopolitical justifications for such a move and outline potential challenges and solutions. Historical and legal justifications. Gaza's history is marred by conquests, colonial rule, and contested sovereignty. After being ruled by the Ottoman Empire, the British took control following World War I. In 1948, Egypt occupied Gaza after the Arab-Israeli War, and Israel later seized it during the Six-Day War in 1967. Israel's withdrawal in 2005 left a power vacuum that Hamas filled in 2007. Since then, Gaza has become a hub for terrorism, with Hamas using the territory as a launching pad for attacks on Israel. From a legal perspective, the US assuming control of Gaza could be framed under the principles of international intervention for the sake of peace and stability. Historical precedents such as US involvement in post-war Japan, Germany, and Iraq demonstrate that foreign administration, when properly executed, can lead to long-term prosperity. Furthermore, a US mandate over Gaza could be backed by the United Nations, legitimizing the move under international law as a peacekeeping effort to dismantle terrorist organizations and reconstruct governance. Strategic and security benefits. The US has a vested interest in stabilizing the Middle East, as regional conflicts have global repercussions. By taking control of Gaza, the US would eliminate Hamas and other extremist elements. Hamas, classified as a terrorist organization by the US and other Western powers, has stymied efforts for peace. An American presence could facilitate the removal of militant infrastructure, cutting off Iranian influence and reducing regional instability. Ensure Israel's security. One of the core issues fueling Israeli-Palestinian conflict is security. US administration over Gaza would provide a neutral buffer, reducing the need for Israeli military interventions and fostering trust between Israelis and Palestinians. Prevent foreign exploitation. Other regional actors, including Iran and Turkey, exploit Gaza's turmoil to expand their influence. A US-controlled Gaza would curb these foreign manipulations and ensure a balanced power dynamic in the region. Protect global trade interests. Gaza's location near vital maritime routes, including the Suez Canal, means that instability in the region affects global commerce. A secure and US-administered Gaza would prevent disruptions to international trade. Humanitarian and economic revitalization. The humanitarian crisis in Gaza is dire, with poverty, unemployment, and lack of basic services plaguing its 2 million residents. The US administration could facilitate a comprehensive recovery plan, infrastructure development. A Marshall Plan-style initiative could serve as the foundation for Gaza's transformation, rebuilding roads, hospitals, schools, and utilities, while ensuring reliable access to clean water, electricity, and healthcare. Such an effort would not only improve quality of life, but also lay the groundwork for economic stability and self-sufficiency, demonstrating the benefits of long-term investment in infrastructure. Economic opportunities. Imagine a future where Gaza is no longer synonymous with hardship, but instead a beacon of economic progress. With targeted investment incentives, international partnerships, and infrastructure projects, the US could transform the region into a thriving economic zone. By attracting global businesses, fostering entrepreneurship, and developing sustainable industries, Gaza could shift away from its current reliance on foreign aid and build a self-sustaining, prosperous economy. This economic transformation would not only uplift the people of Gaza, but also contribute to regional stability and global trade, governance, and rule of law. Envision a Gaza where democracy thrives, human rights are upheld, and institutions function with transparency and accountability. Establishing a democratic framework rooted in strong legal institutions and civil liberties would be pivotal in ensuring the region's long-term stability. The US could spearhead efforts to create an independent judiciary, build effective governance structures, and promote civic participation, thereby laying the foundation for a self-sustaining Palestinian administration post-US control. Such an approach would empower local leaders and provide Gaza citizens with a clear pathway to self-governance, ultimately fostering a political environment conducive to lasting peace and prosperity. Resettlement and reconstruction. The displacement crisis in Gaza has left countless families in dire conditions, perpetuating cycles of poverty and extremism. A structured, well-planned resettlement initiative, led by the US, could provide displaced residents with stable housing, employment opportunities, and social integration programs. Investment in modern urban planning, sustainable housing projects, and vocational training centers would enable refugees to rebuild their lives with dignity. Additionally, psychosocial support and community-driven development programs would help address the long-term effects of displacement, fostering resilience and a renewed sense of hope for future generations. Challenges and counter-arguments. While the case for US control over Gaza is strong, there are significant challenges. Opposition from Palestinians. Many Palestinians would resist US control, seeing it as near. However, effective governance, economic growth, and political transparency could gradually win support. Geopolitical resistance. Countries like Iran, Russia, and Turkey would likely oppose US involvement. However, diplomatic negotiations and alliances with moderate Arab nations could mitigate resistance. US public opinion. Many Americans may oppose another foreign intervention, given the fatigue from wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. Clear objectives, a well-defined exit strategy, and economic benefits would be necessary to garner support. Cost and resource allocation. Administering Gaza would be costly, but long-term economic benefits, regional stability, trade opportunities, and reduced military conflicts could justify the investment. In conclusion, the idea of US control over the Gaza Strip is undoubtedly controversial, but it offers an unprecedented opportunity to reshape the region into the Riviera of the Middle East. By eliminating extremist threats, fostering economic growth, and establishing a foundation for democratic governance, the US
the
could
Riviera
transform Gaza
of the Middle East,
from
this could be something that could be so this could be so magnificent.
Innovation. Imagine a coastline lined with thriving businesses, luxury resorts, and a flourishing economy that benefits both Palestinians and the broader Middle East. While challenges exist, they can be mitigated through strategic planning, international cooperation, and a commitment to humanitarian principles. A bold approach is necessary, and American leadership has the potential to end the cycle of violence and usher in a new era of prosperity and stability for Palestinians, Israelis, and the global community.